In the wake of the destruction of the 12 colonies of Cobol, humanity was reduced to a fleeing collection of refugees. In a motley fleet of starships, they ventured out into the unknown, searching for a mythical planet named Earth, led onwards by the last remaining Battlestar and its commander, William Adama. Adama was born in a small coastal community on Caprica, yet raised in the tradition of Tauron, and his early years here instilled within him a deep love of the sea and its ships. His father Joseph was a prominent attorney who specialized in civil liberties, and his mother Evelyn was an accountant. From his parents he inherited a passion for the rule of the law and the freedoms it enshrined, as well as a deeply analytical and contemplative mind. After his parents divorced, Bill Adama applied for and was accepted into the Colonial Fleet Academy. At the outbreak of the Cylon War, Adama was still a midshipman, eventually entering flight training as the need for pilots increased. By the time he had earned his wings, though, the Cylon War was approaching its end. Nevertheless, Adama saw action in some of the final battles of the war, earning the nickname Husker, due to his reputation of being something of a farm boy. Serving as a Raptor and then Viper pilot aboard the Battlestar he would one day command, Adama displayed a natural aptitude for aerospace combat, scoring a victory against a Cylon raider during his first combat mission. When the armistice was declared, Adama was mustered out of the service as part of the overall Colonial demobilization, and he returned home to Caprica, where he eventually married his high school sweetheart, Carol Ann. He fathered 2 sons with her, Zach and Lee, but unable to find steady work as a pilot, Bill Adama signed up as a deckhand within the Merchant Marine. It was here that Adama met Saul Tighe, another former pilot, and the two became lasting friends. Adama resolved to rejoin the Colonial military, and he consistently applied for a regular commission each year, until finally, thanks to his wife's connection in the Defense Subcommittee, his request was granted. The demands of the service put considerable strain on Adama's marriage. When he and his wife eventually separated, custody of their 2 children was left to Carol Ann. Adama steadily climbed the ranks of the Colonial fleet, serving aboard the Battlestar Atlantia and skippering 3 smaller vessels before being assigned as the commanding officer of the Battlestar Valkyrie, where he reunited with his old friend, Saul Tighe. A secret mission past the Cylon armistice line that resulted in the death of a Colonial pilot led to Adama being transferred to the aging Battlestar Galactica to serve out the remainder of his career. Despite having been removed from frontline service and restricted to mostly public relations and intersystem patrols, command of the Galactica had always been Adama's dream, and he was grateful for the opportunity to end his career aboard her. During this time, Adama was surprised to learn that despite never having been particularly close to his sons, both had decided to enter the military service as Viper pilots. When Zach was killed in a training accident, Lee placed the blame on his father, and the two would remain estranged for the next 2 years. The death of his son brought Adama into contact with Zach's fiancée, who would soon be assigned under Adama's command, and Kara Starbuck Thrace quickly became something of a surrogate daughter to him. During the fall of the 12 colonies, the Battlestar Galactica had only just completed its decommissioning ceremonies, but was quickly brought back up to combat readiness, intending to take part in a planned counterattack. When it became apparent that such an action would only risk the scattered survivors of the human race to extinction, Adama, together with the newly appointed president of the colonies, Laura Roslin, instead abandoned the remains of the colonies in search of a new home for mankind. As the highest remaining military officer in the Colonial fleet, Adama demonstrated on countless occasions a powerful strength of character, leading and protecting what remained of the human race. Adama is, in many ways, the quintessential Battlestar commander, and displays the ideal traits and personality found in effective leaders. He is first and foremost a pragmatist, methodical and highly objective. A keen strategic thinker, Adama rarely lets his emotions interfere with difficult decisions, and this stoicism allows him to maintain a calm and professional attitude even during intense or seemingly impossible situations. This level of emotional maturity is evident in his command style. Adama rarely raises his voice and only loses control in private, where such displays cannot impact the morale aboard his ship. His time serving first as a Viper pilot and then as a crewman in the Merchant Marine has afforded Adama a unique understanding into the lives and struggles of his enlisted crew. He expects efficiency and professionalism, but is also realistic, willing to extend second chances and seldom holds grudges. This straightforward approach to command has earned him a level of respect from his crew that borders on unabashed reverence, referred to fondly as the old man aboard Galactica and the rest of the fleet. Adama is highly attuned to the mood aboard his ship, providing inspiration when required and discipline when necessary. In his numerous engagements against the Cylons, Adama demonstrated ingenuity and flexibility, both necessary qualities when consistently facing a numerically superior foe. While steadfast in his execution once a course of action has been determined, Adama is willing to hear all points of view and will often defer to the judgment of those he respects. Above all, Adama values loyalty, trust, and integrity, and will refuse to associate himself with anyone unable or unwilling to live up to these values. While the journey undertaken by the survivors of the 12 colonies was nearly impossible to endure, there can be no question that such an exodus was only possible due to the unwavering ability, commitment, and determination of Admiral William Adama.
In Dossier, the Templin Institute investigates legendary figures from alternate worlds. Dossier is the second of 4 new pilots releasing day by day this week until our patrons cast their vote to decide which series is added to our regular schedule. If you'd like to see episodes on Grand Admiral Thrawn, Captain James T. Kirk, or the rightful Lord of the Seven Kingdoms, Stannis Baratheon, a pledge of just $1 a month will get you access to the polls when they open this Friday.